In this video, we are going to talk about object tracking. We can add it to existing projects or create a new project and add object tracking to it. This is how the screen would look like after you successfully log into Spatial Editor. For existing projects, we need to make sure that object tracking is not clashing with other scene states. We will show you how to add object tracking for a new project. Click on New Project, a new window will come up. Click on Import Model and select the desired model. We support various file types. In this example, we are importing a FBX file. So here the unit would be meter that we are choosing, but you can also choose other units as per your needs. The model is loaded onto your screen, but it might not be aligned properly. We just need to straighten it using the axis. Select the entire model through the panel on the left and move the axis. This is how we want it to be recognized for object tracking by the smart glass, which in this case would be HoloLens 2. We can also move the scene around or zoom in or zoom out. The model should cover minimum 50% of the screen. Now we will add object tracking. Just click on Add on top and then select Object Tracker. The red component on your screen visible now denotes the HoloLens. It showcases how the HoloLens will look at the object. Next, we need to click on Set Transform from View from the panel on the right and then Assign Generate New from Screen. For this, we need to select the entire model. That can be easily done through the left panel again, and then just press Enter. Our object generation pop-up will come up. Select Generate. It will take some time for the system to generate object tracker. The color red has changed into green, meaning that the object tracking was successful. If we move the model around, we can see the object and how the HoloLens is aligned to it. This information would help you once you're trying to use object tracking feature through the HoloLens. You need to look at the object through HoloLens like how it is aligned here. On the right, we also have tracking parameters. These parameters can enhance the tracking capabilities according to your needs and environment. If you hover your mouse above the text fields, you will get more information about them. We will also list them out here. Static scene, mobile only. Enabled by default, it improves the tracking of the object if you know that nothing is going to change in the environment. Extendable tracking, also turned on by default to track the surroundings and not just the object. It is helpful to stabilize the tracking. Minimum in-layer ratio initialization, for initializing the tracking and validating how good the tracking must be. If the value is set too low, means it will react positive even if it doesn't recognize the object. Higher the value, more accurate tracking has to be. Values range from 0 to 1. Laplace threshold. This value is in millimeters and specifies the minimum depth between neighboring pixels which can be recognized as an edge. It means that you can set the minimum length of an edge that can be recognized while tracking. Normal threshold. It is for comparing normal vectors. It specifies the minimum normal difference between two neighboring pixels necessary to be recognized as an edge. Usually it is set to a high value recommended for round surfaces and low value for surfaces with hard cuts. Line gradient threshold. It is about using contrast to differentiate the object from its surroundings. If the lighting is good, then it can be set to high. It is using the color and luminescence of the surroundings and object to track it better. Keyframe distance. The value is in millimeters. In case the distance between the camera and the object is higher than this value, a new picture would be taken for tracking the object again. Higher value improves performances but lowers the precision. On the contrary, lower value improves the precision but reduces the performance, as the picture would be taken more often. Line search length initialization relative. Length of the orthogonal search lines relative to the minimum resolution during initialization and tracking. It's recommended not to change this value. Use color. This is helpful when the object has a vertex color same as the CAD file. The paths and edges can be differentiated while tracking based on their color. It is disabled by default, also uses more processing. Field of view, HoloLens only. A wide view should be selected for bigger object and narrow for small ones. This setting only makes a difference while using a HoloLens 2. Now we will open the Connector tab to complete the workflow. We can see the nodes already here. We will also add a pin here. To add a pin, just click on Add on top and select Pin. Align the pin on the top of the model. We can add more information about the pin through the panel on the right. However, we will not go deep into that topic right now. We have already covered those in other videos. We will add a hologram though, so to see how good our object tracking is performing. After clicking, we just need to add a model, select the entire model again, and just press enter. After the hologram has been added, we will see the color of the model has changed to blue. This will also help us to see how good the object tracking is performing compared to the physical object. We will just complete the workflow by connecting all the nodes. Now we can export through export model, which would generate a new file that can be saved on your PC, or we can click export workflow, through which we can either send it to FCC or to a device. Here, we will send it to FCC for now. A new pop-up will come up. Here we need to select which solution we want to send the workflow to. It could be Xmake or Xinspect. And we also would write a new name for the workflow. Here we are selecting Xinspect. It will take some time to export. Once the export has been completed, we can close this pop-up and log into our FCC dashboard. Since we selected Xinspect while exporting the workflow, we will look for it under Xinspect and templates. We can search for it through the name as well. Here we can see the users who have access to this workflow. We can add more users here. John is the one who created this workflow. That's why this user already has access here. After adding users, they can access this workflow once they log in through the HoloLens. Thank you.